Hey girl, are you from California too?
Hello.
Or you lived there for a while,
Totally
right?
for sure.
Totally for
Oh my
sure.
God.
And by the way, like that California, like succulents, I
Yeah.
mean, you see it in almost every like home decor magazine. I feel like succulents have just taken over, right?
Yeah.
So this is her gorgeous cut and plant succulent tiles. I love that it's a tile, live plant. We are talking about perennials, and we're talking about the most beautiful like succulents that you can split up, or you could just, you know, use them as the tiles and kind of like take up that space and let it just grow. They are chic, they are on trend, they are so easy year round. Talk to me.
Okay, so I used to say daylilies
Yeah.
were the easiest thing you could plant, blindfolded with your hands tied behind your back, and could not kill them.
Yes,
even
I
if
like
you ran
that.
over them with a car.
I love
I've
that.
changed my mind. It's now
This.
the cut and plant succulent tile.
Okay.
So this is filled with a dozen different succulents, and you actually get a 10 by 10 inch square,
Look
like
at
a brownie
that.
pan.
Look at that.
And you can plant these vertically, horizontally. You can put them in a little shallow, like look how shallow this tray is.
Yeah.
They will grow in something this deep perfectly fine, like an old broken bird bath that has a leak in it and now you don't know what to do with it. Fill it up with succulents. They're great for a rock garden, for a wall, for a sidewalk. Any of those areas along your asphalt that is so hot that even the grass won't grow.
Yeah.
Because these are succulents. They love the heat. They love it dry. They need like almost zero maintenance. And I say almost because when you first plant them, you should water them in weekly just till the roots get established. After that, you can forget about it because they are just happy all on their own. So what I like to tell everybody is this is all, I'll show you.
Yes.
This is all attached to a cocoa fiber mat,
Okay.
which you plant. It's like cutting a brownie. And in fact, you can cut this into 9 squares.
Okay.
And then
like
like
this.
we've got one right there.
Yeah.
And just use your Mark Charles snips or your garden shears. And then you can plant that little guy
Right.
absolutely anywhere. And if any of the little bits and pieces like this fall off, plant that because this
Oh,
will
wow.
grow and become a multitude of succulents as well. The other thing that's made this special, Nancy,
Yeah.
is we've added some ice plants to this. So that means you're going to get these
Color.
big, beautiful flowers on
show
top
you.
as well. Isn't that pretty?
Look at that. And it's just going to grow and grow, Carolyn, right?
Yes. So this will get 24 by 24 each of these squares. You
plant
guys.
them. Yep.
So if you could leave it all in one big square like this, but really it's to your benefit to cut it up, plant them in different places and let them expand and spread out. And they are so, so easy. The other thing is, Nancy, they are evergreen, meaning they don't become dead and dormant in the winter. So if you have these planted and you get a foot of snow on top of them, if you brush the snow off or when it melts,
Yeah.
you'll see these are still
green.
green and burgundy and all the great colors
Anything in
underneath.
zones?
Everywhere.
Oh,
These grow
Easy.
great everywhere. Zone
Okay.
5 to 10. So if, and you know, I think you could probably even get away with it in zone 4 if you had them in an area that was closer to the house, if it's really, really cold. But zone 5 through 10, so that is, you know, New York, upstate New York, all the way down to Miami, San Diego can grow these.
that's the whole country.
And
Yeah.
a lot of people use these to replace their mulch with because these, unlike mulch, you know, when mulch protects your plants,
Yeah.
but even if you put weed preventative under the mulch, sprinkle it around, you still undoubtedly halfway through summer start seeing weeds appear.
Right.
Weeds have difficulty getting through this. So when you have this planted in a
Look
spot
at
that, you know, you want to prevent the look of weeds like along the sidewalk, along your driveway, in between your stepping stones, you're not going to see any weeds getting through. And just take a look at this one. Look at all these different varieties of
Yeah, the
succulents.
colors on
Aren't
that.
these gorgeous? Some of them are burgundy. Some of these will change colors. Some of them are a dark, deep green. Some of them are more of a lime green. And look at all the different textures. There's a dozen different varieties of very hardy,
fun.
easy care succulents
Yeah.
in each one of these. And remember, cut them into 9 squares.
Yeah.
Keep the mat attached and just plant this. I'll show you over here in this
Yeah,
little
show
dish.
us how to plant. Yep.
So you really don't even need a trowel.
It's pretty easy,
because you
huh?
only need to make a little indentation of maybe 1.5 inches.
Okay.
Plant it down there, water it in. This will soon fill up this whole bowl and spill over the edges,
I get
and
it.
it'll be like this tall, about 3 inches tall. So it's really beautiful. I have just pots that are here and there kind of hidden in the shade or the sun that I don't have time to take care of. I just want to put something in them.
Yeah.
And I fill them up with these succulents. because they like the sun, but if they get stuck in the shade, they're fine.
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, look how
Wow.
gorgeous they get. And they are all different textures and colors and different heights.
It just really fills up that, you know.
And it fills up all those bare spots that
Yes.
you're having trouble with, like along that stone wall where it might be too hot for a lot of flowers. If it's something vertical that you wanted to like hang it on the wall and do like a frame it and have like a live living work of art hanging on your
love
deck.
this, Carolyn, so much.
Perfect.
By the way,
and there's the lantana.
By the way, more than half our quantities are gone.
Oh my goodness.
On the succulents, and people love these.
Wow.
Carolyn, if you open up, can I just say, you know, you're from California too. Like
Yep.
any celebrity home, I feel like they have these gorgeous succulents, like on beautiful, like shallow containers.
And here's the thing with celebrity homes.
Yeah.
Let's be fully transparent.
Yeah.
And even non-celebrities who can afford it, they don't do any of this themselves. The only person I know who does it herself is Martha Stewart, because she loves it. But
it's
this
so
is
easy.
something, listen you guys, I can't afford a huge staff of gardeners either. And I love these because
Exactly.
if you don't have a lot of time
It's
or knowledge about
ingenious.
gardening,
Yeah.
these will work for you. All you got to do is put them in a shallow spot, pat the dirt around, water them in,
And let it
maybe
grow.
do that time-release fertilizer
You're
at the
getting 9
beginning
of
of the
these.
season.
Yep.
And you will have success with these anywhere in your garden. Here's a fun story,
In a container.
which I've told many times. You forgive me if you've heard it, but a couple of years ago when I bought these, when we sold them in the longer trays, I bought like 6. And somehow one of them got kicked under my deck. I was just, you know,
They
probably
just
a
keep
lot
growing,
of
I
stuff.
bet. Yeah.
And I didn't find it till the following, a year later,
Yeah.
when I was cleaning up and getting ready to plant again for spring. I'm like, what's this? And I stuck a rake under there and pulled it out.
Thought
And
it
it
was
was a
weed?
tray of succulents. They still looked like this. They were in the shade under my deck for a year. So I don't
They're
recommend
very
that.
hardy though, you know.
But I did nothing. Clearly, I did nothing to them for a year, and they were still alive. And then once I planted them out in the sun and in a pot, they did even better. So these are really guaranteed, super easy, zone 5 through 10,
Yep.
and anywhere in your garden. Sunny is best, but partly sunny, even partly shady, they will do okay.
That's the thing about succulents, and these are not your ordinary one. I love that it comes in this kind of tray. There are 9 separate tiles that you can split up. I love that wall. I would get a couple of these, and what you just said,
Yeah,
I
hang
mean,
'em
you
up.
could do some kind of really cool
Because they don't need a deep,
decorative.
just something like an
shallow.
inch or
Look
2
at that.
deep is all they
Yep.
need.
And that's why they look good on the table
Yeah.
too, like in like the outdoor tables, Carolyn. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Uh-huh.
I've seen a lot of home magazines, and I'm like, ooh, those are succulents. And they're that evergreen.